Okay, today you and I are going to shatter a myth. You ready? All right, great. There's something that I often hear people say that is not only a false belief, but it's also a dangerous belief. And it comes in different forms. I've heard some people say that I've got bad genes. Other people say that I know I'm going to get a heart attack one day because so many of my relatives have heart disease and heart attacks. I've heard other people say that I'm so afraid I'm going to get cancer because I have so many relatives who have cancer. Or how about there's nothing I can do about my diabetes, it just runs in my genes. These are disempowering beliefs, but you know what? They're false beliefs. Yeah, that's true, they're false. And in this short video, I would like to see if I can prove that to you. So, how about a little lesson in genetics? All right, so this is DNA, and DNA contains our genes. And in general terms, our genes encode for proteins, which basically make us what we are, who we are. Our hair color, our skin color, our eye color, how tall we are. All of our physical characteristics determined by our genes. And yes, our genes can predispose us to developing many diseases. Diseases such as diabetes, heart disease, and cancer. That part is true. But there's a lot more to the story. You see, there are actually molecules associated with the DNA that, in a way, act like switches that can turn on and off or activate and deactivate genes. So you have these switches that can control the activity of genes. So the question becomes, what controls these switches? And the answer is our internal environment. Then the next question becomes, what determines what our internal environment is like? And that, my friends, is our lifestyle. In other words, what we eat, how much physical activity we give ourselves, how well and how much we sleep, and how well we manage stress. All of these things will affect our internal environment, which in turn will affect these gene switches, which in turn can turn on and off different genes. And it's thought that about 10% of our overall degree of healthiness is due to our DNA, our actual genes, but that about 70 to 90% of our overall degree of healthiness is actually due to these gene switches. So how do we apply this in practical terms in everyday life? So let's say you got a person who has a very strong history of heart disease. Both of their parents have had heart attacks. They've got a sibling with heart disease and a few aunts and uncles with heart disease. So yeah, this person likely has a genetic predisposition to developing heart disease. And if they if they live a bad, unhealthy lifestyle, so in other words, if this person eats a diet filled with fatty foods, refined carbohydrates, and very low in fruits and vegetables, if they don't sleep much, if they don't give themselves much physical activity, if they are under a great degree of stress, then there's a very good chance that their internal environment will be in such a way that the gene switches that control the genes leading to heart disease will actually turn those genes on, and this person will likely develop heart disease. On the other hand, if you have the same person with this same high genetic risk of developing heart disease, but they live a different lifestyle, if they eat an abundance of fresh fruits and vegetables and limit their intake of fat and refined carbohydrates, if they give themselves adequate physical activity, if they sleep well, if they manage stress well, then you know this person is going to create an entirely different internal environment. And this person is definitely going to lower his or her chance of developing heart disease. And you know what? That is very empowering information. And just one more thing to think about is, think about identical twins, right? Identical twins have identical genes, but they don't always develop identical diseases, right? And that's because as identical twins grow up, they probably are going to be in different environments, and they are probably going to have different lifestyles as well, different health behaviors. And that's why, even though they are genetically identical, their health can be vastly different. So again, very empowering information, and I want you to understand that it's not your genes that determine your destiny. You determine your destiny. So I hope that you found this information helpful, and if you know anyone that might benefit from this information, please feel free to share this video with them. So anyway, I hope that you have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you again next time, okay? Bye-bye.